Welcome, race fans, back to Primetime Racing TV. It's another Saturday night worth of dirt track action here in the Synergy Dirt Racing Series, round 6 at the Limaland Motor Sports Park. We're bringing you the 305 sprint cars here with a full field of action, full night full of heats, full night full of fun, and who else to bring you the calls but myself, Corey Silva, and I got Brandon Krutz with me again as usual. Brandon, and we've covered these guys quite a bit. We've seen a lot of good racing, a lot of hectic action, and I expect nothing else but that again here tonight on the quarter mile.
For sure, Corey, these guys with the Synergy Dirt Racing Series know how to kick the dirt up and go for some side-by-side and three-wide racing all the way around the speedway. We've seen them on one quarter mile already this season, and they put on one heck of a show there, and can't wait to see them go at it again.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why tonight would be any different, and obviously we were at Kokomo not too long ago, and while that was quite the small track, it did put on quite the show. We expect that same thing tonight. We were at Volusia last week, and while Volusia has a lot more room, a lot more distance around it, Brandon, to kind of let things speed up and kind of spread out, but most certainly not the case tonight as we are on the grid for heat race number 1.
Yeah, heat race number 1 ready to get going here, and waiting for these guys to grid up. These guys ready to go for the first time of the night here. Sunset at the Limaland Motorsports Park. And Corey, it's going to be Waylon McConnell getting these guys to the green flag, starting off the first race of the night. And look at who is on his outside. That's Eric Tupper. Yeah,
we've seen Tupper be up there pretty much all season. One of the guys, one of the big dogs who has really shown that he is someone to mess with in this season. But Brandon, as far as we've been talking to with the admins, some slight changes to the format with how the heats are going to work here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So 4 drivers, only 4, transferring directly to the feature as opposed to the previous 5. You know, admins didn't like the guys, you know, only 2 cars in the B main last week with the full fields, and now we're pretty close to that again this week. So these guys kind of switched it up a little bit, and it's gonna help in the end of things. But these guys are going to go one more time around here under pacing. Going to get ready to pull off. This time buys a pace car. Pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time tonight, we're underway.
Yes, we are. The 75 of Waylon McConnell at the bottom is going to slide right up in front of the 115, but the 115 has too much momentum at the top of the track. He's going to go ringing around the outside of the track, try to get the lead side by side at the stripe.
Side by side for the lead. The 115, Eric Tupper up on the high side. McConnell down below. A little bit of contact. Now that sends Tupper up the racetrack. That leaves the door open for the second position. Yeah, now the door is open for Carl Handwerk and Ryan Smith to get into the mix right now. Ryan Smith is going to go up to 3rd the way this works out. Now he's going to drop back to 5th. Carl Handwerk is going to be in the 3rd spot, but Waylon McConnell sole possession on the lead. Things starting to spread out. I'll go to the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Tupper for a shot for the lead. Once again, Eric Tupper trying to battle, not quite going to get there, though. He's trying to ride it around the bottom there, not quite going to work. So far in the transfer spot, pretty quiet right now. It looks like Dylan Rondo has that spot right now in the 1 car. Yeah, Morondo in the 1, sole possession of 4th, but Devin Boots has quite the ways back in 5th, so without some kind of serious incident, Brandon, I think that top 4 is kind of situated where it is as we see these guys right up against those inside tires, Brandon, right on the shortest distance around the quarter mile. Even in these 305s, does that surprise you right around the inside? Not yet. It will surprise me if they are able to hold that line throughout the night, but I think as that lower groove starts to get worn in, these guys are going to end up winding up on the top of the racetrack here, and I think as the track gets worn in, these guys, it's going to end up being a little bit of multi-groove racing. Yeah, we'll wait and see. Again, as the night progresses, a lot of laps to be put on this racetrack with a car upside down on the back straightaway. That's Bruce Wiles. That was right in front of the leaders, but everything did situate out as we are taking the white flag for heat race number 1. Waylon McConnell in sole possession of the lead by about 0.3 of a second. Tupper is going to take a final send it in there, but it's not going to work. McConnell gets heat number 1. McConnell, Tupper, Morondo, and Blutz going to be your top 4 in heat race number 1.
Yes, sir, indeed. So now these guys will get off of the track, and we will get situated for heat race number 2 in a matter of moments. And well, that moment has come, so starting lineup will show up on the screen for you guys at home. And again, another 10 drivers starting, another 4 will transfer automatically into that feature event here tonight, which is going to be 45 laps of racing, with 35 last week. So again, Brandon, we see him right around the inside. We did see how important it was to get that position right off the opening start, because once things spread out, we didn't really see too much changing of position going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is one thing that we're going to see change as the night goes on, though, Corey, is these guys, there is that upper groove that's going to be able to form eventually. These guys really just have to get it worn in. But, Corey, look who's starting this heat race from the pole. Billy Brickley, that 00 machine. We've seen a lot of him so far this season. Look out for him to be fast again tonight. And to his outside, Brett Rawls, is going to be the same deal with him. He's been fast so far all season.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything different here tonight, so we'll see if trends continue with who are the guys to watch here. And of course, we expect some of the big names to be transferring in, but there's always 1 or 2 surprises that doesn't get themselves transferred that has to go through the B main. So we'll see if any of that does occur in tonight's event as the pace truck takes the hard left in the pit lane, and we will wait for Brickley to get this race underway, and the green flag is in the air. Here we are, and I'll tell you, Brandon, that outside was ready to race.
Yeah, they were. Look out for that outside lane. Here comes the 27 machine trying to challenge for the lead now. Down into corners 3 and 4 now, down the front straightaway. These guys are going to be battling hard for the second position. Frank Hartley Jr. down on the low side for 3rd.
Yeah, Hartley, the 25, trying to hang on to 3rd. Right now he has Michael Rodriguez at 4th. That's the transfer spot, but the guys who are fighting to get in it are right behind them, so the battle is definitely on for that position. Brickley's starting to pull away, which isn't too much of a surprise, but here comes Hartley with the dive on into turn number 3. You can see these guys already moving up the track, Brandon.
We see these guys, I was just going to say that, Corey, we see these guys starting to move up the track, not quite all the way against that wall, but I think that's where we're going to end up finding these guys at some point tonight, probably more towards the feature. These guys going to wear out that bottom groove just enough. They're going to want to move up to keep these cars wound up.
Brandon Gaggle for 4th right now. That's Rodriguez holding on to it, but here comes the 38 of Gibson around the outside.
There.
Yeah, a little bit of contact. That did take Gibson out of that spot for a moment. He's going to have to wind up and get going back forward. You can see he's pushing that cushion, pushing that loose stuff all the way up there. Has the momentum, but he has the car to the inside of Roddy Klein.
Oh, man, battle for the transfer spot is hot right now. 38 machine down low, 17 up high. Now they're going to be 3 wide for that transfer position.
Just for a brief moment, Klein tried sending it on in there to the inside. The momentum was not available for him, so he had to go. The 17 trying to cross over high-low. He's going to go to the bottom. He's going to pull a slider off a 2.
Mike Rodriguez down on the low side. Trying to make oh, big-time pile up into the catch fence.
That was Brett Rowles that was just right in the middle of that action. That threw them off immensely. It's going to take a couple guys out of it. So now Rodriguez is going to be in. Roddy Klein is going to be in 4th, but Randy Hannigan's going to go for it. Randy Hannigan's going to slide her on Klein. Klein got loose off a 2. Is it going to be able to cross over? Klein's going to get knocked out. Hannigan with the last lap move into the feature.
Checkers around. It's going to be Randy Hannigan in that transfer spot, getting into the main event right for the heat race.
Yeah, Klein had it till the last lap. He got loose on the crossover move that Hannigan pulled off. It took him out of position to take another stab at it in 3. Great move by the 41. That'll push Klein back to the B main. But heat number 3 is lining up here on the grid at Limaland, and let's get you the starting lineup for it as it will flash by on the screen. And well, Brandon, we saw right there, we talked about this track changing and these guys changing their lines as it does progress. Well, we just saw it right there. These guys were pushing that loose stuff up further and further, already testing the boundaries of the cushion.
For sure, Corey, the cushion's going to start to build higher and higher as the night goes on, and these guys, I expect to be riding right up against that outside wall by the end of the night here.
Yeah, I think that's already going to happen, and the sliders are going to be even more dramatic, as there's a lot more space to work with the groove starting to widen out, so that's going to make the racing even more exciting, and we'll wait and see how heat number 3 is going to go. Lewis Clark, Bet Perigo, Chris Miller, and Casey Pruitt, your top 4. Schneider, Howell, McKnight, Capion, Gonzalez, and Christensen the remainder of the field, and we're already on the one to go, Brandon, so let's get this race underway.
The iRacing official pace truck going to be making its way down into pit lane, this time by Lewis Clark. Going to be leading these guys to the green. Perego to his outside of that 21 machine. Green flag is in the air. Heat race number 3 is underway.
Heat race number 3, the outside was ready to go, Brandon, and once again that outside lane, that's Lewis Clark and Perigo trying to battle for that lead. The inside line seems to prevail through the center of the corner, but around the outside, the 21 has the momentum, but they're still going to be side by side. Inside seems to be getting a little bit loose. Looks like the outside's going to be where you want to be.
Perego in that 21 machine trying to strike up high, but down low. Still going to be loose. That 26 trying to fight down low, side by side for the lead. Heading down through quarters 3 and 4, now down the front stretch.
Yeah, you can
Looks
see.
like, or down the backstretch rather, Perego's going to get the advantage of that 21 machine. Don't look now, here comes the 9 car for 3rd.
Yeah, that's Chris Miller just kind of waiting to see what could happen. Not anywhere to go, but Lewis Clark trying to go right around that outside, right on the edge of the loose stuff. The momentum is right there. It's going to keep a lane open for him is the 21, and look at him, two trailer park girls. Here comes Lewis Clark around that outside lane, and he's going to try to get the lead going. And to 26, trying to get it, but it looks like that inside has just enough to make it work, Brandon.
He's trying to fight up high. Perego, he's been strong week after week. He's been able to run multiple grooves down on the low side, a little bit loose of that slick stuff. Now that gets the advantage of the 26 machine.
Brandon, this is that side-by-side classic racing that everyone just thrives for in the real world, and especially on the iRacing service. Outside and inside seeming to be working just about even right now.
Absolutely it is, and I'll tell you, both of these guys playing their cards just right so far. Perego's running lower and lower right up against those Uke tires now, trying to get the advantage on that low side.
And total vice versa, opposite up there. The 26 is just in the loose stuff, just trying to pack it in, trying to make it more usable for himself and ultimately everybody else as we do hit the white flag lap. We haven't even talked about the transfer spot as they're still side by side for the lead, but they're going to be about 3 wide for the transfer, so we're going to watch who's going to get the battle, who's going to get the heat win. It's going to be the 26, the transfer, a whole mess going on. I think it's going to be Schneider.
Rick Schneider gets the transfer position out of this heat. Clark, Perego, Miller, and Snyder are your top 4 that transfer into the A main. Ladies and gentlemen, it's B main time here with this Energy Dirt Racing Series. Things flying by so far tonight, and guess what? 10 cars going to be making it into the feature tonight from the B main.
Yes, indeed. 10 cars, as it was, remember we only had 2 transfer in, so some slight changes to the format for the betterment of the drivers, as this will flash by on the screen, and we'll see where everyone is starting. So a lot more to fight for, Brandon. A lot more, your odds are a lot better, obviously, with 20 cars going for 2 spots last week. Now we have, 10 spots open, so these guys maybe don't have to battle as deathly hard, but by all means, if you need to get in that everyone wants to get in the feature, so you still have to battle for that position.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be tough battling, especially transfer spots like right around mid-pack here. So it's going to be tricky, but Ryan Smith, Roddy Klein, the front row, going to be leading these guys to the green.
Yeah, it's right, that transfer spot right in the middle of the Hornet's Nest. So we saw right there, they were 2-3 wide going for it. That was only for 4th, so just imagine having more and more cars around, just all over this track, and you're just trying to find your space in there to grab that pivotal spot that you need. That's what we're going to have, and we have 2 more laps to play with here in this B main. We have a 12-lap B main and heading ourselves into a 45-lap feature event right at the conclusion of this event. So Ryan Smith and Roddy Klein are going to be on the front row. Gonzalez and Coleman, Boots and Pruitt, Hannigan and Gibson, Howell and Layton. That's going to be your top 10 as the pace truck on the back straightaway. Brandon, it's B main time, and we're getting ready for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pace truck pulls in Ryan Smith gonna be on the loud pedal. Green flag is in the air.
Yeah, definitely the inside lane was ready to go there. The 7 was on the loud pedal early. Klein caught sleeping a little bit, but it'll put him in sole possession of second. He's going to go right on the tires, right to the inside, try to get some momentum built up down there. It's not going to work for him, but he's going to hold on to second. It looks like the battle on track maybe for second right now.
Ryan Smith clears by a long shot. Roddy Klein in second right now. Third is Chevy Coleman. Let's take a look at the transfer position right now. There's a lot going on back there.
Yeah, we have Wyatt Layton in the 9th spot in the 069 machine, and right now it is Carl Handwerk in the 10th spot in 8th, but right now that battle is kind of ever-changing right now, but actually the 11th spot is Christopher Combe in the 30. He just had some contact with the 27 of Brett Rawls there, so the 30 has a little bit of work to do. He's probably about half a second off that battle in front of him.
There's a lot of 3 wide and bumping and banging going on for the transfer spot right now. Corey back here. It's a tight battle for 10th.
Yeah, and well, all that 3 wide and bumping and banging, as you just said, Brandon, that's allowed the 30 to catch right up to the back bumper. If right now it's Cameron Hannigan in that number 111 machine. So now there's going to be, oh, and the 111 gets sideways on the back straightaway.
Wow.
That's going to take him out. That's going to put Rolls in that hot spot.
Brett Rolls, he's one
3
of the
wide.
Oh my!
Whoa! What a send to move into the fence! Rolls takes himself out. Rolls takes himself out with that power move. So now it's Combs back into the hot seat in the number 10 position in the 30. Royal Cutway, he's a ways back. So now he's going to need something to happen.
Man, oh man!
That's a
battle
position
for the lead. Is, well, it's not there. He's got Rolls in front of him who just rolled. So, going around that lap car, the damaged lap car.
Yeah, Klein in sole possession of second, Coleman in third, Gonzalez and Gibson the top 5 as this race is concluding. And as you said, not much going on up front. And, well, the transfer spot, it's, let's see right now, it is the 49 machine and it is the 11. We're coming to the white flag in the B main, and this is the battle for the feature. This is the battle to get in, and the 11 got really loose off of 4. He's going to have to get himself wound up. He's going to go to the outside. He's going to get that momentum built up. He's probably going to take a power dive to the inside in 3, but the 49 is going to go for the block and kind of cut the line off, and that was going to be the move that worked. So it's going to be Royal Cutway getting through to the feature.
Man, oh man. So Ryan Smith got the B main win there.
Hey, Brandon, we saw a lot of times in that drivers who were in the position to transfer in, maybe just a move of a little bit of over-aggression, maybe just thinking you needed to do something you didn't need to do, actually took quite a few drivers out of it.
Yeah, absolutely, Corey. It's something that you really got to watch out for, especially in these smaller racetracks. The power moves can get you into more trouble than it can help.
Yep, but that leaves us one more event on the docket for tonight's feature activity. Well, for tonight's activity, and that is the feature event. So starting lineup on the screen, it's McConnell on the pole. It is William Brickley on the outside of the front row. And then in P3, we have Lewis Clark. P4, we have Eric Tupper. In 5th is Frank Hartley Jr. Brett Perigo going to be rolling off in 6th. Dylan Morando and Michael Rodriguez 7th and 8th. And then Chris Miller and Devin Boots is your top 10. And the remaining of the grid will flash by on the screen for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this feature event is brought to you by iRacing. From Dirt Car, World of Outlaws, IMSA, IndyCar, NASCAR, and much more. Many real-world sanctions trust the sim abilities of iRacing. You should too. iRacing.com, motorsport simulations, the #1 motorsport sim on the market.
Did you make that up, or is that actually a plug that I wasn't aware of?
No, I made that up.
Oh, wow. That was actually pretty good.
Well, thank you.
I'll give you a thumbs up on that. So we are heading down. We have completed the first of 2 pace laps in what will be the 45-lap feature event here. Remember, the difference being we do have cautions on in this event, so these guys have to keep that in mind as it will come into the point of, affecting how the restart, how important the restarts are, affecting who gets taken out and all that stuff. So Brandon, here we come through 3 and 4, getting ready for the feature. Get us underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's A-May time. Green flag is in the air.
75 on the loud pedal first, but the 00 was right there in second to get right in line behind him, headed down the back straightaway into 3. The leaders are going to go right to the bottom of the racetrack, and you can see all the calamity going on in the back end of the field already. First caution underway.
Yellow flag is flying here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. A little bit of calamity going on back there. Looks like it was the 3-car sideways in the middle of the track there, and surprisingly not much contact. I think everybody got away fairly unscathed from that whole ordeal, and 3-car will get spun around, and everybody looks like they'll be able to carry on.
Yeah, and it's a nature for the fans at home. Kind of a nature of a short, extremely short track here. We don't have intervals available to us to show you how far back each driver is away from each other. And it's also really, really hard to find a replay here in time with as short as the action is. So, fortunately, I may not be able to get to those, so apologies for that. But again, this is a really, really small track. Stuff happens so fast on this very short, very fast quarter mile.
Yeah, Limaland Motorsports Park, a very, very fast track owned by UNHO, and these guys do a really good job maintaining everything.
Or UNOH even.
UNOH, yeah, that too. I almost went there for college. You'd think I know the name.
Oh, Listexia. It gets the best of us sometimes. But the pace truck is in, and the green flag in the air. First restart of the night. 75 sole possession of the lead. The gaggle goes on third on back.
Battle for the lead. Also,
and we have carnage.
Oh, caution flag in the air once again.
As the lights turn on here at Limaland.
That wreck, as bad as it was, could have been a lot worse. Ryan Smith got into the outside wall, got himself turned around. A couple of pretty hard hits there, but well, at least everyone stayed on their wheels.
Yeah, I mean, that also is just, you know, stuff that goes with being a really, really short track, is that when you have a really, really short track like this, the wrecks aren't that hard because, well, we're going slow enough that there's not really that much momentum change to cause those big damage incidents. We've already seen how important it is to get off of the restart nice and clean. The 75 has got the jump on both starts. Brickley hasn't been able to do anything from the outside of the front row, and well, he's going to have one more stab at it. This will be the final double file restart we will have in the event. So the pace truck is in, and we're going to try it one more time.
Green flag is in the air. Billy Brickley going to be looking to the outside now for the lead. Maybe going to try a crossover now, looking to the inside. That 00 machine right on the tail of McConnell.
00 has actually dropped back just by a couple car lengths now as things seem to be stringing out just a little bit through the field. So let's see what does happen as time does pass by. Well, I take that back immediately.
Oh boy. So it looks like the 69 went up into the catch fence.
Might be able to get this one on screen. Oh yeah, we can see there on the back straightaway cars to the inside, nearly into the light pole on the inside of the racetrack. So,
wow, big time carnage right there.
So Brandon, as we can let the fans know, typically the way it is set up, so once we hit our third caution, we no longer are going to shootout style double file up these restarts. Should be a single file restart from now on forth.
Absolutely, Corey. Race officials, very smart move, by the way, whomever created the rule book for this league. Very smart move, especially on the short tracks here, like Quarter Mile, Limaland. It really does help these restarts and help these guys spread out just a little bit to prevent the wrecks. But pace truck going to be pulling in this time by Waylon McConnell. Going to be leading these guys to the green flag. Once again, he's on the throttle. We're underway once again.
And even more of a jump he's going to get now on this single file restart. He's going to go by about probably 2-3 car lengths already into corner number 3 and 4. Double Zero is going to have some work to do to get anything happening for the race win, but battles going on through the field are a little bit less to come by now, Brandon. Again, with that single file rule, everyone's kind of in their own little spot now, so we should be able to get some racing in.
Absolutely, we should. McConnell holding a strong lead over Brickley right now. And looks like these guys just trying to ride a little bit. You know, some of these guys gain a position if they can, but nobody pushing the issue as of right now.
And you can see right now, it seems that people are running right in the middle, Brandon. We're not seeing the kind of the tire riders to the inside. We're not seeing guys push the loose stuff as we did see earlier. So maybe just kind of find a nice little balance of the two, at least till things wear out or dry out a little bit more in these remaining 25 laps.
Yeah, absolutely, Corey. These guys, I think, just trying to find the best line to run. They're going to play around a little bit. They're going to try some different lines while they have the opportunity and just see what works best for them and see if they can make up ground on anybody in front of them.
Yeah, it does look like it is still McConnell being the fastest on the racetrack by about half of a tenth over his competition of Brickley, so that's obviously helping his cause to pull away. But we may actually have some, if this stays green, Brandon, just look at the leader, look at the tail end of the field. We're going to have some serious lap traffic to deal with. And
you jinxed it, Corey.
Rip me.
Looks like I saw a car up against the wall.
Kind of seems like one of those self-cleaning wrecks by the time the caution comes out. He's already going. I don't really see any residue of what would have been a wreck, so again, Brandon, it just puts
I believe it was the 25, Frank Hartley Jr. going around, along with the 21 of Perego. A little bit of a quick spin. There was a little bit of contact, quick spin. Both of those guys able to continue.
Yes, they are, and already right back to where they want to be, and we've already eclipsed the halfway lap in this race as the leaders will assemble behind the pace truck yet again. And you can see, Brandon, just on the on the racetrack, that kind of that one lane below the wall already start to dry out a little bit on the entry of 1 and 2, and we head down the back straightaway into 3. You can see where the track is starting to wear out. 3 and 4 really hasn't taken as much wear as 1 and 2 has, but the pace truck's already in. We're getting this going rather quickly. Green flag back in the air.
Well, McConnell with another good jump off of that restart. Again, we see these guys trying these different lines, seeing if they can get any advantage. Don't look now. Here comes a double zero Brickley.
Yeah, Brickley found something in that upper lane right there. That's working. Well, that's working for him. And if he keeps it going, he might have a chance. Right rear, right against that wall, trying to get as much momentum built out off the top of the racetrack. But it seems that 75 is really working that middle low lane. He's not gaining as much as he once was.
What did I tell you, Corey? Slinging mud around the rim.
Whoa, look what we got here. Caution is out. Who got it at the scoring loop? That was close.
Caution flag coming out for, I believe, the 069 machine. Could be wrong.
Not entirely sure, but I'm not sure what caused the checkup there with McConnell, or if Brickley he found the Mario Kart turbo pad there, but he came out of nowhere. He nearly got that before the yellow came out.
Brickley got the run off of the high side, right off of the cushion, and he was coming with a full head of steam.
So that is going to be something that McConnell is going to have to watch for. He's going to have to alter his line appropriately, because if that outside has that ability in it, and maybe the inside is starting to wear out enough where it's a little bit too slick to run that line, as you can see the new feature in iRacing, the fans starting to snap their photography here at night. Kind of a cool feature to see, but he's going to have to watch out for that as we're going to come off of 3 and 4. We're going to try this one more time.
Green flag back in the air. McConnell on the throttle. Almost a little bit of wheel spin there. Oh, there's a checkup contact for the lead. That gives the lead to Aaron Tupper now.
A lot of contact there off of 2, and Tupper, just the seas have parted for him to be able to take advantage of that, and that's going to completely shake the running order. Now Brickley is going to be in 3rd. McConnell's going to be all the way back in 6th. He's going to try to dig right there on the tires, try to gain some of it back. Not going to work. That's going to be hugely frustrating for your leader. But now Brickley is still in 2nd, trying to pass someone, but we're going to have one more caution.
Oh, man.
That's Frank
that
Hartley
changed
on
everything.
the side.
Oh, Frank Hartley, Brett Borrego. Wow.
Oh, yeah. Just
looked like trouble with Hartley and Borrego again. Those two drivers, just a second time they've made contact with one another. Hartley looked like he got into the loose stuff and just started to go around, and that caused a checkup, and Hartley ended up upside down.
Yeah, on his side. He kind of almost had it saved, but at that point, the rest of the field was already there, so there wasn't any room to evade, so that really set up a precarious position. But speaking of precarious positions, Brandon got the 75 back there in 6th. You got Brickley still in 2nd. Brickley's been in 2nd the whole race. Now it's only to a different driver. But the laps tick away, the potential restarts tick away, so now we're only going to have, what is it, about 8 laps to go. Maybe room for one more caution, but hopefully it does not come to that.
Yeah, we want to see these guys go clean and green. That 00 machine still holding strong in 2nd, but Eric Tupper, the 115, has the lead right now. He's going to be giving these guys the run to the green flag now, and already on the throttle. I think the green flag's out now.
Yeah, I was waiting for, I was a little confused on my end. Now, a little delayed, the green flag comes out. But we are still racing, and right now Tupper right against that outside wall. Brickley 2-3 car lengths back. He had that huge run on McConnell, but now he's going to have to make that move on Tupper. And I'll tell you, Tupper, he pulled away. He's really working that top of the racetrack extremely well. It's going to make it really hard for Brickley.
Oh, and caution is out once again. This is going to be the last caution of the night, but... And
it's Waylon McConnell. Remember,
wow.
The absolute... complete
devastation for him tonight.
Yeah, just complete one end of the spectrum to the other, leading this race dominating fashion, and gets turned by the 26 off of corner number 2, sends him around, and no real harm, no foul, but just a massive loss to track position, essentially going first to last.
So, Eric Tupper's gonna have to get ready for battle here as we get ready for one last restart.
Yeah, it should be a green-white checker at worst case. It'll be, well, it looks like it's going to be a one-lap dash, Brandon. I think.
Well, pace car should be going in this time by Corey. Eric Tupper going to be leading these guys to the green flag. The iRacing official pace car going to be pulling in this time by, and that it does. Eric Tupper, the 115, Billy Brickley, the 00, riding in 2nd. We're underway. Green flag back in the air for the final time of the night.
Yes, we are. And 00
Brickley
in
up
the
the
fence.
outside wall.
Yeah, that cost him any chance he would have had. The battle's going to be for 2nd on back right now as we coming to take the white flag lap here at Limaland. Eric Tupper with a strong lead.
Eric Tupper with a strong lead indeed. Billy Brickley, I don't think has anything for him. He's going to take one last shot at it, one last hurrah, but it's going to be Eric Tupper down past the stripe. He'll be your winner of the night at Limaland Motorsports Park.
Yes, he is, and kind of walked into a prime position, but he took full advantage of it, and all congratulations will go to him, and that number 115 on another victory in this season. Brickley and Hannigan, your top 3. So, again, the caution total a little bit higher than we normally see, Brandon. 7 cautions here tonight, but that happens when you have a full field on these small tracks, and you got to feel for that 75 and the run he had to have to take a 19th place finish here tonight.
Yeah, that's really tough, and you know. It's not something you want to see leading pretty much the whole night here, and coming down to that.
Well, let's give you the final rundown here at Limaland of where everyone did shake up in tonight's action. Obviously, Eric Tupper taking the win, led 15 laps. William Brickley led 1, but not the right lap. Randy Hannigan with a 3rd, Lewis Clark with a 4th, Rick Gibson rather in 5th. Brett Borrego, Michael Rodriguez, Dylan Morondo, Casey Pruitt, and Chevy Coleman, your top 10. And then rounding out your field is Taylor Howell, Carl Handwork in 12th, Rick Schneider in 13th, Ryan Smith in 14th, Roddy Klein in 15th, Royal Cutway, Frank Hartley Jr., Benjamin Gonzalez, Chris Miller, and Waylon McConnell. Again, dominating performance, has to settle for a 19th. And then last 2 spots in the grid, Wyatt Layden and Devin Boots.
So, Corey, I have found a couple of drivers to interview, and well, I think I found Billy Brinkley waiting to talk to you, Corey.
All right, Billy, a second place finish here tonight. You were pretty much in second for most of the race, albeit to a different leader. And well, first off, we couldn't really tell what happened on that massive shakeup that took McConnell out of it and gave Tupper the lead.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I asked him, and he wasn't sure either. It looked like he went in the corner and maybe got a little loose, and I was getting a good run on there the last couple laps. I just needed some green flag laps and the track to slick up, and I was going to make my move on him, but we went into that turn, and I just got a way too fast of a run, and I checked up, and when you do that here, everybody's going to run you over, and that's pretty much all it was.
Yeah, but as you said, you had that top working for a couple laps. You nearly got it. When that caution came out, you were right on the outside of McConnell, but the caution came out, put you in second. But as you kind of talked about with the track conditions, it looked like the track just started to slick it out right at the end of that. If that had happened a little bit earlier, I think the outcome would have been different for you if maybe the line moved up a little earlier in the event.
No, I knew it was going to. I'm used to this track doing that. I was just waiting my time, and then I knew I was going to get a run on him. He was real good on the bottom, but I knew when it moved to the top, he wasn't going to be there. And I was ready. I was ready to take it, and then that yellow came out about half a second too early, I think.
Yeah, it did, but I mean, ultimately, it's hard to complain over a second. Obviously, we all want to go for the win. Hard to complain about another solid top 2 finish here tonight, man. So who do you want to give a shout out to?
Just thanks Synergy again for putting on a great race, and then you guys giving us an awesome broadcast.
I appreciate that, man. Congrats again, and we'll be talking to you soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And now Brandon has caught up with the winner of tonight's race, Eric Tupper.
Yeah, down here in victory lane now. He's out of the race car. Eric Tupper coming home with a win. Eric, how you feeling, man?
Oh, pretty good, man. That was quite the run, I'll tell you.
Tell us a little bit about that race. Where were you when all the action went down that you ended up coming out? The seats parted in front of you, and you ended up coming out on top.
Yeah, I got pretty lucky there that they didn't come up the track. McConnell and Brickley got together, and I don't really know what happened with the third place driver, but I was able to squeeze on the high side and get around them all and take the lead before the caution came out. So I lucked out in my favor, and I was able to hold it off for the rest of the night.
Well, you had a really fast race car tonight, and it showed. You had company from Billy there behind you. Tell us a little bit about the last few laps there.
I know Billy's fast, and I got to hit my marks because I know the track is getting slick now, and if I stay where I'm at, I should be good. But Billy's always tough to try to keep behind you because he's always fast wherever he goes. So I just held my line and hit my marks and did the best I could and was able to pull it off.
Absolutely, man. And, well, you had an awesome performance here tonight. You showed speed all night, as you do every week. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank and shout out to?
Oh, yeah, I got to thank my team Har. They're always there to support me and tell me what works for them. And we bounced setups, ideas off each other. And got to thank PSR TV for putting the show on and Synergy for running the night. And, yeah, just everybody that watches and supports all the sim racing out there, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome job, man. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner on the night, Eric Tupper.
Thank you.
Yep, so that is the post-race show. We talked to the top 2 finishers here tonight. Again, one more congratulations from us here at PTR TV to Eric Tupper on another fabulous race here tonight. Want to thank everyone for tuning in to tonight's coverage. If you like what you see and you're not a member or subscriber on the channel, we'd rather appreciate it if you hit that little button to the bottom left of the video, and a thumbs up, of course, helps out too, as we do continue to try to grow our channel even further, and still have about 4 more weeks of action of the Synergy Dirt series on the channel, and some big things planned for the future, so you make sure you stay tuned and don't miss any of the action. Want to give a quick shout out to our channel sponsors, Air Movement and Fabrication, and then Brandon's companies, Krutz Custom Graphics and Fame Apparel. And, well, any final words, Mr. Brandon?
Yeah, also a big shout out to iRacing, ladies and gentlemen, from real-world sanctions such as Dirt Car, World of Outlaws, NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, and much more. They trust iRacing. You should too. iRacing, the #1 trusted source for motorsport simulations.
Of course, couldn't do it without iRacing, and we couldn't do it without the league, couldn't do it without the drivers, couldn't do it without the fans. Hope you enjoyed the action here tonight. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.
Have a great night. Catch you next week, everybody.